All right, lines 496 through 512. Queen Dido. After Aeneas has his encounter with Venus disguised as a Spartan girl, she reveals herself and sends them on their way to Carthage, enshrouded in a cloud that allows them to see out but not be seen from within. Um, and so Aeneas and Achates, they venture into the city of Carthage, observe it being built from the foundations, have reactions, and eventually get to the Temple of Juno, upon which there's a depiction of the Trojan War. Aeneas has an emotional reaction to that, being a veteran of said war. But this temple of Juno kind of doubly acts as like a palace or a place where Dido goes here to take care of her queenly business. So here Dido comes to the temple. So Queen Dido here, Regina Dido, Polka Rima, most beautiful, forma ablative of respect, most beautiful in her appearance. She incessit, she approached to the temple, she came to the temple. Ablative absolute here, Magna is part of it. So with a large crowd or gathering, Juvenum of young people, Stepante kind of crowding about Dido here. Qualis introduces a epic simile comparing Dido to Diana. So Dido, just like along or on the banks of the Erota River or along the ridges of the Cynthus Mountain, Diana exercises her dances. Diana, whom 1,000 Oread nymphs, or 1,000 nymphs, Sakutai, 1,000 of them follow. So Quam here is governed by Sakutai, deponent verb from Sekor, acting as its object, whom the nymphs follow. 1,000 of them follow here and there. These nymphs gather. Illa, she, the Diana, she carries. What does she carry? Feretrama, a quiver of a bow, Humero on her shoulder, placed where, and walking, she reigns supreme here over Deus Omnis. Omnis here is accusative I stem, so over all the goddesses. The joy, technically plural, the joys, but the joy, or just joy, I think, even as a simple idea, joy flutters about or is expressed in some manner within the Takatum Pectus, the quiet heart of Latona, or in Latona's quiet heart. Such was Dido. So that concludes the simile. Such was Dido. Uh, Maybe ascended on here. She was happily carrying herself. Say she was happily carrying herself. It's a bit of a tough one just because Lyta modifies an implied subject she or Dido. Talim modifies say here, which is a reflexive pronoun also referring to Dido. So all these words here ultimately refer to Dido. So she was happily carrying herself, Talim, like in such a way. Per medios, through the midst of those young whippersnappers, the Juvenum. She was carrying herself through their midst, pressing on the work and the future kingdoms. Then, at the doorposts of the goddess, Juno at her temple, so at the doorposts of the goddess, under or in the middle of the testune, literally the tortoise shell, but the dome of the temple, Saipta Armis, surrounded by weapons, and resting here, Subnixa, Alte upon high on a throne. Receded, she sat down. Uh, Dabat, she was giving out rights, legisque, and laws, viris, to men. Operumque laborem, let's see. Aquebat, she was equalizing the labor of the works with just parts, partibus, or she was drawing the labors by lot. So she's either telling people to do things or having them draw straws. When suddenly, Aeneas, in a large gathering here, concurso, he sees what do this action of accadere, he sees Antheus, Greek accusative here. And Sergestus and brave Cloanthus, he sees them approach, a cadere, some indirect speech. That's why we have the accusatives and the infinitive verb. And others of the Trojans he sees approach, whom the black turbine, turbo is not ablative, but actually the nominative form here, which the black turbine had scattered ichore on the sea and uh, had carried off had carried off completely to alias oras, to other shores. And I think this is in Kipiam. I will begin. I'm not sure what this is doing here. Probably needs to go. That shouldn't be there, right? I don't know why that's there in Kipiam. Okay.